Hey folks, welcome back to another Bitopex video. I'm here today and we are going to be covering market news. You might have heard by the time this video comes out that Michael Saylor sold around $2 million worth of Bitcoin. Then that's making people scared about the future of Bitcoin because now their biggest patriot, Michael Saylor, has sold Bitcoin. How could he, right? Of course, he's just taking profits. He told us that he would take profit when that time came. And that time seems that it has come now. So because of that, there's a lot of speculation if Bitcoin's going to go down to 69, if it's going to go below that. So we're going to be looking at the news today. So we're going to be looking at the charts and we're going to be seeing where do we think Bitcoin will go, or at least I think Bitcoin will go. Then how did we close the month last month on the copy trading strategy, and how we can see things progressing for other currencies. So without further ado, let's jump right into it in today's video. So as custom, we start with CoinMarketCap. And if we look right now, Bitcoin is at $71,510. You can see it right here, down 7.7% in the past 7 days. Then we have Ethereum at 1968, down 7.5 almost. Then we have BNB, which is up 1.48 at $680. So BNB has been steady holding. Then we have XRP, which has not been steady holding, which is down 5.48. And then we have Solana at 79.63. It sucks to see Solana under 80, and the end Solana is down 7.5 as well. Tron is down 6.72, but again, who even uses Tron at the end of the day? Then we have Hyperliquid, which topped a few hours ago at $74, 74 US dollars, and now it is at $70. It is up 12% in the past 7 days, and this is after going down from the high 60s all the way to low 60s and then picking up again. So Hyperliquid is definitely super bullish, and he flipped Dogecoin. I didn't know if this happened between yesterday and today, or if it did it already for a couple of days, but I just noticed this morning when I was, bullish posting about Hyperliquid that Dogecoin got flipped by Hyperliquid, which is very, very bullish. Then we have Zcash at 536, Zcash that topped at 600 something, 650 just a few days ago, and then it went back down. So these are the ones that I usually talk about. Now, talking about Fear and Greed Index, if you look right here now, it says 29, and retailers, as always, they tend to don't see the clear picture. A couple of days ago, we were at 34. Now we are at 29. Yesterday, we were at 28. So let's take a look at our cryptocurrencies and see how things are going. So starting with Bitcoin, I'm looking at the weekly right here because the weekly shows us something. It shows us that we have indeed some ways to go down. We can be going down towards the 68.5, 69. So this is the step that I'm looking at right now. So we can clearly see that we rejected right here the moving average, the 100 moving average. It acted as a ceiling, and we're going now towards the 200 moving average, which held right here. So I don't know if it's going to stop and it's going to hold more, or if it's going to stop and keep going. If that goes, then we're going to go looking towards the bottom of the Bollinger, which is around the 62,000. And if that is the case, it is time to stock up on Bitcoin, in my opinion. Now, if we look at Ethereum, at the daily is also bearish. So you can see on the daily, we are looking towards the 1930s. So this is the place that most likely we're going to try to reach, which is usually, the Bollinger. It goes, touches the Bollinger, and it keeps, bouncing downwards in this case. Sometimes it bounces upwards, as you can see, but this is the case where it's going to be bouncing downwards between the bottom of the Bollinger and this yellow line, which is the moving average. So if that's the case, we're going to be looking towards the low 1900s for Ethereum by looking at the daily. If you look at the weekly, also just like Ethereum did, just like Bitcoin did, sorry, we are close to this bottom right here. So again, the weekly, we're getting close to this bottom on Bitcoin. For Ethereum, we are already at this number. Most likely, we're going to be going down towards the 1850s if we are just looking at the weekly, which is a little bit scary to think about that. We saw Ethereum at $4,000. We saw Ethereum and we were bullish on it. And now Ethereum can't even stay above 2K. So it sucks and it hurts. And unfortunately, it is what it is. Now, looking at Hyperliquid, Hyperliquid has had a huge run. As you can see, it rallied and we went overbought by a lot right here on the RSI. Then we went down just to close below the Bollinger, and then we explode above again. Now we're going down towards the moving average right in the middle. Remember this, it bounces between the Bollinger and the moving average. Did the same thing right here, and now we're going back up. It seems like we're already topped at 74.5 US dollars. And if it goes down, most likely we're going to be looking towards the yellow moving average. So somewhere along the line of the 66 maybe is where we should be looking to reset. As I said, we overexposed. I do believe that hyperliquid is going to go higher, but right now it is so far up that it needs to go down, in my opinion, in the short term. So looking at right here at the weekly, you can see in the weekly that we are way outside of the Bollinger Bands. So usually when we go outside of the Bollinger Bands and we close above it, we go down. We go down to close inside the Bollinger Band once again. So I believe that this week or or in the next 10 days, Hyperliquid will have to close at the 65 mark. So this is my opinion. We will be going back down towards the mid 60s, and then we're gonna have another leg up because we're having so much good inflow from the Hyperliquid ETF. It will be bullish for the whole ecosystem, for the whole Hyperliquid ecosystem. So things should be going down here in the, I believe this week by the 5th, we should be going below the 70 once again for Hyperliquid. Again, not bearish on Hyperliquid at all. I just think that we are so overbought right here that we need to take, a breather and take a leg down, as I'm showing right now. So you can see we had huge volumes, but now it seems like this volume is stopping and we're going to be going down a little bit towards the Bollinger Bands. So that is my opinion on this. Now, if we go to Solana, Solana doesn't look good at all. Look, Solana is actually pretty sad, and Solana looks like it's going to be going towards the low 70s. So look, it is at the bottom right now. It seems like it doesn't have any strength anymore. Looking at volume, looking at everything, seems like Solana doesn't have any in it to keep pushing upwards, just to keep going down. It's like it's slowly dying. You can see volume slow dying. You can see the direction slowly dying. It doesn't have the strength to push anymore. You can see it tries to go up, but it fails miserably. Most likely it's going to go towards the 72 by looking at the weekly. So we're talking about weeks period, not days period. So I just want to make that clear. So that is my opinion on what has been happening here in the markets. Now, moving over towards Bitopex. On Bitopex, I've opened a trade. We are still having that issue where we can only open 20 contracts. So I had to sell 19 contracts as I did for the last few trades, but the IV on Ethereum made it worth because I'm going to be collecting $153 this week, and I didn't sell 2 days actually. This time I did not sell 1 DT or 2 DT. I actually went for the 5th. So by Friday we should know if that's going to be good or not. So we have until Friday. So today is Monday. By Friday we are going to be collecting 153 if it goes in my way, and I sold a 2050 call. So 2050, if we stay above that, then I'm going to be collecting the full premium. And I do believe that we're going to be staying above 2050. The delta was around 16, 17 by the time I opened this. So there's 17% chance that we close above the 250, which I believe are low odds. So good in my hope. So very, very good for me. Last but not least, we can talk about the copy trading. We closed the last month, the Bitcoin option strategy at 1.1% return, which is fantastic. And the alt actually outperformed the Bitcoin strategy. So the altcoin option strategy did 1.5% last week. So very, very good on both of them. 1% and 1.5%. These are very good numbers, because at the end of the day, this is a stablecoin strategy that uses the volatility from Bitcoin and altcoins, which means that you are not holding Bitcoin or you're not holding Ethereum or any other altcoin. No, you're holding USDC. You're just getting the IV from those. You're collecting premium by trading IV on these assets. So it is good. It is a very good strategy, which we've talked about many times here in the channel. Your exposure is still in USDC, but you generate income via volatility selling on these assets, which is fantastic. So 1.5, 1.5 and 1.1, these are good. Hopefully June will be a fantastic month for the copy trading as well, and we could see higher numbers. That would be best case scenario for everyone. But I would like to know from you, what do you think that the market's going to do? Do you think the markets will indeed reverse and look towards the bottom instead of going up? Do you think hyperliquid will stay at the 70s, or as I said, will go down towards the mid of the 60s? What do you think? Let me know down in the comments. As always, thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video. As always, thank you so much. I'll see you then. Take care.